Welcome to Gorilla Sports Off Court for a post-game live reaction following the Denver Nuggets on the road in Milwaukee taking on the Bucks. The Nuggets did suffer a loss, so this will be a therapy session. And I am about to crash out, but we're going to get into that in just a second. This is presented by Trusted American Mortgage. Trusted American salary-based mortgage consultants want to help you get into a better interest rate and lower your monthly payments. So head to trustedamerican.com to see how they can help you save money today.
Hello and welcome in.
Please do not leave your luggage unattended on the station.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome in to the show. My name is Liv Moods, and I'm about to crash the F out. XOXO, a Denver Nuggets fan. No, seriously, I want to be as respectful and responsible with my words as possible here. Here's where I'm going to start. I tweeted during the game that I felt like it was maybe time to start giving Michael Porter Jr. the same scrutiny that I gave Jamal Murray earlier this season. This is mostly because I don't want to be a hypocrite. I was very hard on Jamal Murray when he was not making wide open shots. I was very hard on Jamal Murray when he wasn't showing defensive effort. I was very hard on Jamal Murray when it felt like he was just checked out. And guess what, folks? We're there with Michael Porter Jr., okay? When I tweeted that during the game, I had many people responding, chill, Liv. It's just a slump, Liv. I'm sorry. But if it's every time this Nuggets team faces a good team, it's not a slump, folks, okay? We got to start looking in the mirror here and saying, what kind of a team do we have going on here, all right? I am about to crash out. If I'm smiling, it's because I'm trying not to cry or become manic. No, I'm mostly kidding, but that was really not good, okay? So let's talk about it. Michael Porter Jr., Hot Mess Express. I am not sure what is going on with him, and I know a lot of you are very quick to remind me the hot streak that he was on ahead of the All-Star break. That's all good and fine. This is now the fourth game where I have massive concerns about his consistency. Cool. He dropped a 30-something piece. Okay, cool. He was on a heater. I'm not skimping past those things. I gave him the credit that he deserved when he did those things. But we're in the here and now. We're in the home stretch, as some may call it. We're in the, are you a contender or a pretender? And with MPJ playing as inconsistently as he is, being as inconsistent offensively as he is, it is highly problematic. Okay? Because this was a guy, kind of our last attempt at building some depth around this team, getting somebody up behind Nikola Jokic, addressing our bench, addressing the 3-and-D that this Nuggets team lost with KCP. He was our last attempt, and we made no moves ahead of the trade deadline. So, MPJ, you're here to stay, okay? But while you're here, let's get a little more consistent, shall we? Tonight from Michael Porter Jr., 12 points. You're probably thinking, Liv, that's not horrible. Don't worry, I'm going to get to Aaron Gordon next. MPJ, 12 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. What I will say is I can absolutely appreciate the rebounding from MPJ. If you're not going to make your shots, at least rebound well, right? You've got the size for it. That's what I need to see. If you're not going to do one, let's do the other. Someone said no profanity, Liv. Did I say a cuss word? I don't even know if I did. See, that's what happens. I say them so often, I don't even know when I do or don't say a bad word these days. Michael Porter Jr., 12 points. Maybe you're not thinking that's super horrible, but when you're taking 22 shot attempts from the field and other people could be taking those attempts and making them perhaps, yeah, it's super, super not okay. There is no world in which MPJ should have more shot attempts than Nikola Jokic. I'm just saying. There is zero world in which that should be allowed, especially not right now, okay? This is the fourth game now where I have some concerns for Michael Porter Jr., and I need to see a whole lot more of him. When the trade rumors were riding his butt a little bit, we were seeing some hustle. We were seeing some effort. We were seeing some energy out of this guy. I don't think he wanted to leave Denver. I don't think he wanted to play without Nikola Jokic. Well, guess what? They kept you here, and now I'm just feeling like against good teams, you're just not that guy. And I don't want to go there with you, MPJ. I really don't. Please prove me wrong. Please prove me wrong. Bucks fans, you have earned every bit of any type of slander you would like to throw my way. I actually don't really talk poorly about any of the Eastern Conference teams. I don't have time. Have you seen the Western Conference? I don't have time to worry about the East right now. I can barely manage the Western Conference as it is. So I really have no bad blood for the Bucks. I think this team, when healthy, can actually be seriously scary. And super concerning to me that this Nuggets team at one point in this game was only +3 without Giannis and Dame on the floor. Come on. Come on now. That was your opportunity, right? That's the Bucks non-Jokic minutes right there, and you couldn't do nothing with them. Now, will I play a little bit of devil's advocate? Sure, I will. My devil's advocate is this. Whether you are a Bucks fan or not, it is absolute insanity that the Nuggets got to the line 11 times and the Bucks got to the line 28 times. That's just crazy. I mean, that's home court advantage on steroids, on crack even. I do think that made a bit of a difference. And here's the deal. Of course, it made a difference. But you know what else made a difference? MPJ going 5 of 22 from the field. I'm not making excuses for this team, all right? 5 turnovers by Jokic. Yeah, that also makes a difference. I'm not making excuses for this team. I never have. I never will. I don't make excuses for this team. I'm actually probably one of their toughest critics. And I love them a lot. I watch them every time they play. I am their biggest fan and probably their worst enemy if they've ever watched this show. And I don't mean any disrespect by it, but come on now. On paper, this team is too damn good, but we're not seeing it translate against good teams. We're just not. And you know what? When you get to the playoffs, guess what? They're all good teams. Oops. Yeah. Michael Porter Jr. It's becoming actually detrimental. It's one thing to not even contribute. It's another when you're taking more shot attempts than Nikola Jokic and you're 5 of 22 from the field. That's a lot of attempts that you did not make, and they could have gone to somebody else. Now, one could argue after the last few games, Aaron Gordon been pretty strong offensively for this Nuggets team. Well, not so much tonight. He was 4 of 13 from the field. This team is so wildly inconsistent that you really don't know how to feel about them. One night, this team could win a championship. They've got the talent. It's there. It's on full display. They've got the best player in the world on their side. And then another night in the same week, it's terrifying to watch. It is terrifying to watch. So what I want us to stop doing is saying it's a slump. Michael Porter Jr. is in a slump. No, 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 no. If every time MPJ is up against decent teams, this is how he performs, it's not a slump. It's not a slump. Something's going on there, but it's not a slump, okay? It's just not. Nikola Jokic, there was one moment in this game. And guys, I'm just going to ramble. I don't have any structure to this show. If that's what you're looking for, you're not going to find it here. This is a therapy session. I am ranting and raving and raging and crashing out because that's what I think I need right now. So if you don't want to see a crash out live, then maybe don't watch. But there is no structure to this. There is no structure to the show. I am simply just crashing out with my friends. So deal with it. Nikola Jokic. It is really going to pain me to say this. Like it's going to hurt. Nikola Jokic is absolutely hurting his case for most valuable player solely based on his defensive efforts. I'm not even talking about the actual defense itself. I'm talking about the effort or lack thereof. You let one of the best three-point shooters. I watched it happen. Matter of fact, I rewound the play so I could rewatch it to make sure, pinch me, I'm not dreaming. I wasn't. I was fully awake. It was real. You let one of the best three-point shooters just be wide open. Your feet were still. They didn't move. They didn't move. You didn't flinch. Matter of fact, you looked like I did on my couch. You watched that thing just go right in the net. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I'm about to crash out. The defensive effort by Nikola Jokic is alarming. Alarmingly bad. And you guys know better than anybody, if you've tuned into my show, you know I love Nikola Jokic. It's actually very hard for me to find things that he does wrong. Very hard. I don't like to do it. I don't like to do it. But the defensive effort is embarrassing. I'm actually willing to say, if we look at this season as a whole right now, the best on both sides of the floor, from an effort perspective, from an energy perspective. I'm done talking about stats. We know what Nikola Jokic does with the stat line, all right? He demolishes it. Moving on. But as an all-around guy, okay, Russell Westbrook with some of those turnovers, he's really close. I'm willing to give the season so far, if I could hand the season over to one player so far on the Denver Nuggets and say, this season's yours, it belongs to you, it's Christian Brown, period, point blank. I'm not kidding. He never stops. He plays with a level of energy that, one, you can't really teach because it's rooted in passion. And any player that can win a championship on every level of their career has a dog in him that just can't be taught. You know, he just has that fire. He hustles constantly. No game is too far out of reach in CB's brain. What I watch from our veteran players, which really irks me to no end, is this sense of the game is getting away from us, so whatever. Oh, no, 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 it's not whatever. And actually, there's been quite a few times this season that I feel like the coaches, based on their rotation, also are saying whatever with 5 minutes left, down by 11. What are we doing? Where's the strategy? This is a team that at one point I was willing to say had the highest basketball IQ. And then against good teams, it flies out the window. Defense wins championships. They say that. Let's throw ourselves back to 2023 when they won it all. Not only was their offense unstoppable, but their defense really stinking good. Until this Denver Nuggets team can figure out their defense, it's not happening. I had to tonight, I had to say to myself, Liv, it's time to stop being delusional, my girl. It's time to stop being delusional. I like being delusional, though, because it feels a little bit less upsetting to me than admitting that Nikola Jokic's MVP chances are being crushed every time he doesn't play defense, which is feeling like a nightly routine at this point, like my skincare. And the defense as a whole. I said earlier on my show today that the X factor was going to be three-point shooting. Not necessarily that the Bucks were going to shoot better, because they were actually very evenly matched in their three-point field goal percentage, these two teams ahead of this matchup. But we know the Denver Nuggets, they're not really buying into the living and dying by the three thing. They're just not. It's not their game. Fine, it doesn't need to be your game. I think they're first right now in fast break points. Points in the paint, that's their game. CB in transition, it's magic. Okay, I don't need you to live and die by the three. That's not your game. Fine. But defend other people's game. How's that for an idea? Let's talk about the discrepancy between the two teams tonight. Okay. 3-point shooting wise, believe it or not, they took the same amount of 3-point shots tonight. 34. Nuggets made 9 of 34, and the Bucks made 14. That's a big difference. Okay. Free throws, I already told you, large discrepancy there. When the Nuggets got to the line, for the most part, they made them, but getting to the line 11 times compared to 28 is pretty insane to me. Pretty insane. There is a large discrepancy there. I will go ahead and say that. I'm not saying that that is the reason that the Denver Nuggets lost this game. There was so much that they could have controlled. And you know what? That's just it. There are moments when I watch this Nuggets team play where it kind of just looks like they feel sorry for themselves. You know, in the most respectful way possible, we know athletes go through a lot physically, mentally, emotionally. I'm giving them all their credit. But in the game, you're probably going to struggle getting most of us average Joes to feel sorry for you when you miss a shot or you don't get a call. I'm going to struggle feeling sorry for you in that moment. You know why? Because this is your job and you're really stinking good at it and you get paid a lot of money to do it. And you're really stinking good at it. So miss your shot and bounce back. Play through the damn whistle. Quit sitting there feeling sorry for yourself. Quit pouting. I'm watching grown men sometimes throw a tantrum in the middle of the game, standing there on the court, frustrated because they didn't get a call. I need Peyton Watson back on the court like yesterday. Really. Oh my gosh, really. I do. I need it. It might cure the crash out here. They just have this energy about them right now where it's just like, toughen up. Like, where's that fire? Where's that dog? Stop feeling sorry for yourself that you missed your 3-point shot. Yeah, we got to talk about that though. The wide open shots we're missing, unacceptable. This is the highest level of basketball. This is the National Basketball Association. Okay? Not okay. Me missing wide open shots with no defender in my face at lifetime, that is allowed. You are not allowed to do that. That's crazy. Sorry, you can't do that. You just can't. A lot of fans will say, let's give grace, let's whatever. This job is hard. I know this job is hard. And if any of the Denver Nuggets out there watch my stuff and they think that I don't respect them, they don't watch the full show. I have nothing but respect for these athletes. They are phenomenal. But don't feel sorry for yourself in the middle of the game because guess what? The other team doesn't feel sorry for you. They've already hustled down the floor and dunked on you and hit a 3 because they were wide open because you were over there upset that you didn't get a call in your favor. Hello? Yeah, I don't agree with the fact that the Nuggets went to the line 11 times and the Bucks went to the line 28 times. I don't agree with it. But at the end of the day, what is pouting and putting your arms up and bebopping back on defense because you're sad about it going to do to help you win a basketball game? I got an answer for you. Nothing. It will do nothing for you. Zero, nada, zip, zilch. So standing there on the court going, or I'm watching this happen. This is not me. I'm not acting. This is not theater class. This is real. I see this every game. It's like, okay, I get it. You're not happy with the officiating. I get it. You missed a wide open shot. But while you were sitting there removing yourself mentally from the game to feel upset about whatever just happened, the other team is still playing ball. Okay? I need a little bit more energy, okay, and hustle out of these guys right about now. I mean, damn. Do I want it more than they do? I sure hope not. Because that is probably the most frustrating thing about all of this. You are too damn good on paper. Let's just say a casual basketball fan is looking at this Nuggets team on paper. You are too damn good for these ups and downs. What are we supposed to do with the fact that when this team plays the mediocres, the decents, the okays, no notes? No notes. I like what I see. I'm happy. Okay? When they play teams that pose a threat, they fall apart. Why is it? And I understand the logic. Yeah, Liv, like, duh. They played a tougher defense, so they're making less shots. Yeah, but it's not even that, you guys. It's not even that. They were missing wide open shots that had nothing to do with defense. To be honest with you, that to me is a reflection of how checked in are you from game to game? Where is your mental state at from game to game? Same player, healthy body, okay? Same skill set, but you look like a completely different team night to night to night. You play down to your opponents, and then you do that so often that that's your normal. And then when it's time to play up to your opponents, you can't. You are farting around too much against these little whatever teams. You were farting around and then you found out. I'm using that word so that I don't use a worse word. My granddad might be watching. The crash out is near. I can feel it in my bones. At the end of the day, here's the thing. This team is too talented, too skilled, and too smart to be this inconsistent. It just doesn't make any sense. It is an absolute mind frick. All year long, that's how it's felt. How am I supposed to defend you? I can't tell people that you're going to be a contender when you do me like that. It's a mentality thing. It's a mentality thing at this point. I refuse to believe that they just lost their skills. You didn't lose your skills. You lost your grind. And I'm not talking about your off-season grind, and I'm not talking about the grind at practice and leading up to games. No. I'm talking about the grind for 4 quarters. This is not an easy game. And the rest of the league is kind of getting to that point where they're locking into championship mode. They're in playoff mode starting now, okay? They are in playoff mode starting now. So I can't trust that the good habits I've watched this team build throughout the season against, non-impressive teams are able to be copy and pasted over against good teams. I thought at one point that they could do that because of the high IQ that this team has. Do you guys remember a couple of weeks ago when I said something is up with the culture and with this locker room? It's a bold statement, but I'm all about those. It feels like Coach Malone has lost the locker room a little bit. That's how it feels. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am dead wrong, but that is how it feels right now. There is a disconnect. There's a disconnect between fans and the Nuggets, and there's a disconnect between Nuggets and their higher powers. That's how it feels. I don't know, you guys. This is just crazy work. Every time I turn the game again, I've lost, the best way I can put it is I've lost confidence in this team. I know every game they play, they are capable of winning. Every game. When you've got Nikola Jokic on the floor with you, guess what? You can win. We've seen it. We know that's the case. We absolutely know that to be true. When you have Nikola Jokic on your team playing relatively full minutes in a game, you are good for a win. It's the truth. You're good for a win when you've got Nikola Jokic on the floor. But it's just not enough. It is not enough. Nikola Jokic tonight, 32, 14, and 10. What about his supporting cast? Well, Jamal Murray had 20, CB had 13, and Russell Westbrook had 10. Here's what I will also say. There was an immediate shift, in my opinion. There was an immediate shift from the starting minutes to when Russell Westbrook came off the bench. Remember a couple shows ago when I said it may be time to get Russell Westbrook back in that starting lineup? You might as well at this point. What do you have to lose? Nothing is the answer. And, here's this thing, this comment right here. Winning wouldn't be this hard with the right pieces. And while I absolutely understand that, I get it. There are missing pieces on this team, absolutely, without a doubt. But there's also a struggle, or where they go wrong is not being able to utilize the pieces that they have. And also, how much grace do you give a guy like MPJ, right? Everybody falls in a slump from time to time. Everybody struggles. We've actually seen, in the 2023 championship run, if you guys can remember, because it does feel like forever ago, MPJ wasn't really lighting it up from the 3-point line. His threes were actually really struggling to fall, like really not super impressive. However, he made up for that with his defensive efforts. Betting the over on his rebounds was my favorite play in the playoffs, the year that they won it all. I don't know. I just think that this is a team right now that has pieces that they could utilize and win a championship with, but with the inconsistencies that are shown every night they play, plus on top of that, it just does. It feels like there is a disconnect between the team and the coaches and the front office and everything. There's just not, we are not on the same page right now. There is literally no world in which Michael Porter Jr., based on what we've seen from him, and yes, if you want to flex on me that you saw him have a heater in January or before the All-Star, I recall it. Trust me, I watched it just like you guys did. I gave him his flowers right here on a post-game live show, okay? I absolutely understand the value that MPJ can bring. He's not currently bringing it, okay? And there is no world in which MPJ should have 6 more shot attempts than Nikola Jokic. Michael Porter Jr. was 5 of 22. While I absolutely appreciate the keep shooting method, it's not for everybody. You know? It's just like a cute outfit. I see it on the model, I buy it, I try it on. It wasn't for me. Why? Because she was built like a toned green bean and I was built like Pillsbury the Doughboy. So, you know, it's not for everybody. Keep shooting method, not for everybody. Seriously. That was a strange comparison, wasn't it? That took a turn. Let the crash out begin. I mean, come on, you guys. Michael Porter Jr. taking the most shots for the Denver Nuggets is actually unacceptable. 12 points, 22 shot attempts, 5 of 22 from the field. Come on. The keep shooting method is not for everybody. Shut it down. Shut it down. Okay? I'm just saying, shut it down. And I get it. You know, I get it. You want to get him going, right? But I don't think, like, let's not experiment in a game where we don't have a comfortable lead just yet, right? I'm just saying. I mean, that's where there's times with Coach Malone that I'm like, make an adjustment. Change the game plan a little because this isn't working right now. The keep shooting mentality works and is good if, like, maybe by the second quarter we start to see him get hot. We didn't see that. So at what point do you say, let's regroup here? Let the crash out begin. Let the crash out begin. Okay, let me read through some of these comments before I get out of here. It's just crazy. Oh my gosh. How does this team play if they played OKC? I wish I knew. I wish I knew the answer, but I've watched this team compete against OKC this year. They did. I just don't feel confident. I can't. It is impossible right now. It is impossible right now for me to feel confident in this Nuggets team because of the ebbs and flows that have such a wide range between them. When they're on, it is like, oh my gosh, yes, 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 yes. When they're not on, Oh my gosh. No, 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 no. Oh my gosh. It's like a scary movie. Somebody send help. I'm about to crash out. Um there's a I'm telling you, there's a disconnect. Like something is going on in the locker room. You want to know why I feel that way? One, I'm a woman and we have really great gut intuition. Just roll with me here on this one. All right? Just if you have a wife, you understand. If you have a mother, you should understand. Okay? One, the gut intuition's telling me so. But the other piece of it is this, right? You watch a lot of teams out in the NBA where when one of their best guys is out, it's like, ooh, gosh, oh, all right, little grace period. Our guys are missing. We got to regroup. Why is it that when some of our best players have been out, the Nuggets play their best ball? What? No AG, and we're figuring it out, and we look really stinking good doing it. No Jamal for a couple games. We beat OKC. I don't get that. I don't get what's happening here. Like, what is going on here? That you miss some of your star guys, and normally that would cause a team to fall to their demise. You miss some of your star guys, and you play your best ball. You know why that really peeves me? Because that means you're capable of playing your best ball all the time. You're just not doing it. Oh, the crash out's coming. I can feel it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, not good, guys. That's the thing. I'm a very passionate person. Sometimes to a fault, actually. Um, I'm exceptionally passionate because I absolutely love sports. I think some people think that I just, I do this job. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I really love sports a lot. Like to the point where sometimes these games affect me longer than they should. Like, get over it. But I also know the Celtics are on the horizon. Also, let's not sleep on the Detroit flipping Pistons. Never thought I'd say that. I mean, like, it's these games where they're in them, but they just don't have enough oomph to get past them. That's really what this was tonight. One team cared more than the other. That's literally how it felt. It's absurd. It's absurd. There's too much damn talent on this team to be in these positions where I don't know how to feel about them, and they're losing games they have no business losing. They were in this game. They were in this game. But the sloppy, inconsistent crap, the defensive efforts, it's just like this feels like last season all over again, to be honest with you. And I really thought that was a one-time flipping, like we were tired coming off the championship. We're tired. What is the excuse now? Yes, you've been riddled with injuries. Get in line, okay? Everybody gets injured. All right? And actually, you sometimes play your best ball when you have a player that's injured in your starting lineup. Why is that? Why is that? Detroit, Houston, Celtics, OKC back-to-back nights in OKC. I mean, for God's sake, it's not getting any easier from here, Denver. It's really not. It's really not. It's actually getting so much harder. So, yeah. Okay. Well, you're not going to find it on this broadcast. Let me tell you something. You're not going to find it on this broadcast me calling what's happening with MPJ a slump. No. We're above a slump. Okay? Seriously. All right. I feel better. Do you guys feel better? I really hope you do because honestly, these post-game live shows, they're so therapeutic. I feel like I just lost a few pounds actually. And I feel like we all share the same frustrations. Okay? We all share them. And it's to the point now where they either want to win or they don't. That is truly how much I think that they have control over the situation that they're in. Okay, MPJ's in a slump, MPJ's not having a good game, then don't have him keep shooting the basketball. Let's try that. Why did he have the most shot attempts if he's in a slump? You get the slump out of your system with shot attempts at practice, not in the middle of a game against the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm just saying. For the love of goodness gracious. Okay, well, I think that's all for now. The inconsistency is a problem. The defensive efforts are a problem. And, at the end of the day, I also think there can be some accountability taken by the coaches here as well. Adapt, change, make a new game plan. What we've got, it's not working. And you may say, well, it worked for the 15-game stretch and it worked for the 9-game win streak, whatever, or 8-game win streak, whatever. Yeah, but your strength of schedule looked a little different then. So, time to regroup, refocus, and figure it out. One of our favorite sayings to tell our dancers when we were coaches was just do it, like Nike. Don't know what to tell you. Just do it. And if you can't, tell me that and get out. Okay, that was a lot. I'm so sorry, guys. I know that this is a lot of drama. Welcome to my life. I'm a very dramatic creature. And okay. Thank you, chat, for being here. Thank you for keeping me company in my crash out. Crash outs are always a little easier when you have friends alongside you. And yeah, the Nuggets have a lot of work to do. And at one point in my life, I would have said, the Detroit Pistons, psh. If the Nuggets play tomorrow the way they did tonight, they're taking an L in Detroit. Yep. And if they continue that and they continue the feel sorry for ourselves mentality and just this like lackluster type of ball, they're losing on Sunday too against the Celtics. Because I got to tell you, a lot of these teams have put their brain in championship mode. I'm not sure what it's going to take for this Nuggets team, but they got to lock in. They have to lock in. Don't waste the talent you've got on this roster. Please don't. It's there. You've got the best player in the world who's a strong contender for MVP. You've got one of the best players in transition. You've got a 17-year veteran who plays hard and hungry every single game. What's your excuse? There's a lot of teams out there doing more with less. Okay? And at the end of the day, it's up to you, Denver. It's up to you. You've got the fans that want to see you do it. That's really it. The reason that there's frustration in my voice is because I just want to see you do it. I want to see you win it all. Because I think you can. But when you show up like this, I start to question myself. Okay. The Pistons are great. The Celtics are great. Hell, the Kings. The Kings are also a team that this Nuggets team should fear. Okay? Any team that knows how to score points should be a threat to Denver. Oh my gosh. Can you believe we're even saying this? Any team that knows how to shoot and score should be a large threat to Denver. We got to stop showing up to some of these games and playing down to our opponents, because what they do is when you play down to them, they laugh in your face and they win. All right? So we got to quit with that. The defensive efforts got to improve. You need to I'm not sure if we've been tuning into what the Pistons are up to, but you should be playing the freaking injury-riddled Pelicans, who are a hot mess, or were earlier this season. You should be playing them like it's the Cavs and OKC and Boston. Don't sleep on any single team in the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference when you have a defense the defense that you've got. Every team can ball out like the Celtics with the defense that Denver's got right now. I'm just saying. So every team moving forward is a threat. Every game moving forward matters because this ebbs and flows stuff, I give grace. We all have ebbs and flows. We all have them. But, how do you respond? How do you respond to not getting a call in your favor? How do you respond to missing a wide open three? How do you respond to losing badly? How do you respond to being embarrassed? That's the difference between a pretender and a contender. Do you stand up, puff up your chest, and say, I'm ready? Or do you feel sorry for yourself? Because some of this shoulder slouching, doing this in the middle of a game, it's just not going to get you a championship. I can tell you that right now. Because the moment you did this, you clocked out of the game. You took yourself out of the game mentally. You spent 2 Mississippis talking to a ref that doesn't give a crap what you think, and you missed a defensive stop. All right. Nuggets, get back to me when we're ready to get into it, because this is crazy world. Crazy talk, crazy world. The crash out. I don't think I'm going to crash out anymore. I feel much better. But thank you guys for being here to help me through that. Okay. This has been another post-game. On that note, this has been another post-game live reaction. And if you're wondering why the title of this show was Best versus the Worst, that is because the Nuggets play their best versus the worst teams. Yep, it's true. And believe it or not, that sounds like a very simple, yeah, duh, doesn't everyone play their best versus the worst teams? Actually, no. Some teams play the best versus the best because they rise to the occasion. We're not seeing the rise in Denver. I mean, there are players and teams out there that when they play competition better than them, it motivates them to play harder, tougher, stronger, faster basketball. The Nuggets look like they go out there against a good team and get scared. You're not scared. Take a look in the mirror and remind yourself who the F you are, Denver. Seriously. Don't make me mad now. Okay. That's all from me. That was a lot, and I really, really appreciate the support and the love and being with me during this crash out period because wow. Okay. Well, one thing about me on these shows is I will always be honest. I am a Nuggets fan. Yes, I am. But will I sit here and blow smoke up the behinds of players that didn't do their job? No, I will not. So don't expect that on this broadcast. You're not going to get it. Okay. I'm sure there's other broadcasts out there that are still making positive out of the negative here. Nope, I'm not happy. So that's what you get. Love you long time, everybody. Thank you tons for tuning into this post-game live reaction, the best versus the worst, because the Nuggets play their best versus the worst teams right now, and it's got to change. I love you guys so much. Thank you tons and tons and tons for tuning in to another post-game live reaction show, a Guerrilla Sports off-court episode. I am Liv Moods, and we will be doing these all the time, all season long. You guys, as long as I can do them and I'm available, I will do them. We will keep you updated on all things Denver Nuggets, as well as the NBA as a whole, Mondays and Thursdays at around 12:30 p.m. Mountain Time. You can catch the Guerrilla Sports off-court shows. And then, of course, following matchups with the Denver Nuggets, depending on the matchups, of course, and travel schedule, we'll map it out. But as many times as we get closer, you can probably expect a post-game live show after every game. That is going to be my goal for you guys. So I appreciate you tons. Much love to you all. We will probably see you next on Sunday following the Celtics game. We'll do another post-game live reaction after that. I believe that's an earlier game. So just make sure you've got the Guerrilla Sports accounts followed and turn on their notifications so you don't miss the post-game live show on Sunday. I love you guys tons. Thank you so much for being here, and we will catch you very, very soon. And of course, this is presented by our friends over at Trusted American Mortgage. They are helping you save some money, getting you a better interest rate, lowering your monthly payments. That is what our friends over there are doing for you. So check them out at trustedamerican.com, and we will catch you guys on Sunday. Bye.